friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and we are nearing the end. We're almost there of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in preparation for Avengers Endgame, and our next movie on the list is, of course, Avengers Infinity War. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365. Okay, so I've got a lot to say about this one. So this might be a little bit longer video than I normally do in the countdown, because this is essentially the first part in the two-part series, which is going to end with Endgame. So I've got a lot to talk about, but let's start with the formats. As you can see at the beginning, I pretty much picked up all I could as far as local and, I imported the 3D. So first we have our standard slipcover in 4K. I actually love the slipcover on this. I think it's really, really nice. It has a nice embossing. It just looks absolutely stunning, so I absolutely picked that up. And that's also the one, generally when I go watch this movie, that's the one I usually use, the disc-wise. Also here we have the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. This was my number one looking Steelbook of 2018. I just love the image. I love the Infinity Gauntlet, and of course we have the back side. Absolutely love the Steelbook. It's a beautiful looking one. And I'm also a huge fan of the Target edition, so I have that as well. I don't normally collect the Target editions, but I thought that was an awesome looking cover as well. We got the back, and then all the goodness that's inside there. And of course, I can't leave because Disney unfortunately does not do domestic 3D releases anymore, but I absolutely had to have it. The 3D Zavi exclusive Steelbook of Infinity War in 3D. Yeah, I'll talk about the formats in just a second, but even though this one and the Best Buy exclusive domestic look similar, this one I feel has a slight edge over it. I really enjoy it because it has a nice little embossing of the Infinity Gems. I think it really, really stands out. I love both Steelbooks, but it's a fantastic looking one. It was absolutely my favorite of 2018. So, as far as the formats go, the 4K looks, I actually just went back yesterday and watched the 4K. It's a stunning looking picture. There's a nice lush HDR. It's beautiful looking. There's lots to love about the image quality. I'm just in love with this disc, honestly, overall. The 3D is also no slouch. I would highly recommend, if you have a 3D capable TV, definitely import it if you can. They do still sell the standard 3D. You can get that anywhere like Amazon UK or whatever international Amazon, or I think Zavi even has it as well. But yeah, just 3D is very immersive. There's a lot of good pop out. I love going back and forth. I watched the 4K as I mentioned yesterday, and I'll probably watch the 3D again just after Endgame. Able to go back and watch it. But absolutely worth getting in either format you can. Hell, even the Blu-ray itself is fine. If you don't have a 4K television, the Blu-ray looks very, very nice. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the formats. The movie itself, I don't think I can understate enough how, I don't think I can overstate enough how this movie is just so much. I love the movie. I absolutely do. I've been looking forward to the Infinity Gauntlet storyline since they teased it in the original Avengers. So, it was just a fantastic, movie to just be, able to see, in my lifetime. And I'm just happy about that. Essentially, Infinity War is pretty much a Thanos quest. If you're familiar with the comics, you know what I'm talking about. So he spends the movie gathering the gems, but in this version of Thanos quest, it's more of a involving the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it. Mostly the comic book dealt with a lot of unknown characters that we have yet to see in the films. But, I was excited about it. And I don't think I have any real complaints about it. I feel it is an A+ movie, in my opinion. Yes, it's not, it's not as far as, cinematically, just the best movie ever made, that kind of thing. But it is, I think, one of the best Marvel movies ever made. And it earned all the box office that it got. And I just can't wait to see what we got. So basically, Thanos and all our heroes are kind of in a somewhat not the best place, I talked a little bit about this throughout the films. Of course, Civil War, I feel, was a great representation of how fractured our Avengers teams were, and that played a big part in how Thanos was successful in being able to do what he did. Hopefully that all comes around full circle. We're going to see that in Endgame, but I could go on and on about what I love about this movie. It's just the collection of talent alone is just phenomenal. It's just it is just amazing, that we got all these, even though they didn't have huge parts, even though Benicio del Toro, who I love as an actor, he was in it for just, maybe about a minute or so, but he still had his contribution, and just, I honestly, I could just gush about it. It's just, this is mostly just a geek out video about it, but, I'm curious, like, what about Infinity War speaks to you guys? I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, you're a big fan of like the movies, and I knew even back when they were like, oh no, Infinity War is going to be its own movie, and the second one is going to be its own movie. They're not sequels, like. Okay, it's not a traditional sequel, but nothing really is in the Marvel Universe. Even though like you have Iron Man and Iron Man 2, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a direct sequel. It's definitely a continuation. It's just I don't think the Marvel Universe follows a typical sequel structure, because there are pieces of they're all pieces of the whole, and I think this is the whole as far as like the Infinity Saga goes. I just I get emotional actually a little bit talking about this movie. It means that much to me. I'm a huge Marvel fan, Thanos, and the whole Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and the conclusion that we're going to see in Endgame. A lot going on, and I could honestly just do a whole hour show talking about my favorite parts, and like when I was watching last night, I just appreciating. Actually, I was really just kind of appreciating the 4K quality, to be honest. But just how everything worked, and how we all even though it is a 2-hour and 40-minute movie, it doesn't feel like that at all. Like that's the magic I feel of what this movie does and accomplishes. It does not feel like a 2-hour, 40-minute movie. I don't know what it feels like, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's a long film. And I'm hoping Endgame follows that suit, and we're like, oh my God, is it over already? But yeah, just let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite part of Infinity War? Mine is obviously he gathers all the gems. Like, I love that scene. I just the snap is epic. I love the color grading of the HDR in that. It looks beautiful. And it's an impactful moment, He should have gone for the head. So let me know in the comments what your favorite part of Infinity War is. And in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.